In this video, I go crazy as I make it 3 wide towards the chicane, and this a big 600% reward bonus. Is it actually worth it? Hello everyone, and welcome back to a Gran Turismo video. We're back with some daily race C, because I wanted to give this race another go and see if the race remains fun. Now, first of all, let's start. The Mazda suddenly has Super Saiyan speed here. No idea why I'm going Dragon Ball Z reference, but it just flew past me there. Absolutely flew past me. Now, if you do enjoy this video or you're watching it and halfway through you go, do you know what? This is a pretty good video. Hit the like button and subscribe to the channel to stay in touch with all the latest content. We're going to jump up ahead then here with Nicholas as we head up the hill. We got Paul up there, the world champion on our right. In fact, they get a slight tap from Nicholas there. They end up in the barrier, 1.5 second penalty, but Nicholas does wait up there. Really good sportsmanship. There's Zigzagger. There's myself in that Lexus LFA as I go on through them. Coming back on board myself as we go into the chicane for the first time of asking here. And it looks like it's all settled down, to be honest with you. Now, there are two things to discuss in this video and this daily race this week. Of course, there's the racing and the cars that have been chosen, because this seems like a pretty insane race. And also that reward bonus that exists. And we'll talk about that a little bit later on. First up, more racing up ahead. Dixon's just had a penalty there in the Lexus. And the Lexus started off being the meta car today, but no longer and no more. It's the Mazda, which is the meta car here as we go into this left-hander. Look at that, side by side. That was extremely close there as we go towards the exit. Then oh, it gets even tighter, even closer still there by Dixon as we go into this left-hander then. I'm trying around the outside here. Unfortunately, Dixon accelerated a bit too early there. Just pushed me off there. They did let off to allow me to go. And arguably, actually, as that move was happening, I was like, I better not get a penalty. Thumbs up from me there for the bump draft as well. You can see it was clearly a mistake. I don't mind mistakes, you know. It's how you react from them. Perfect sportsmanship there by Dixon as we head in towards turn number 1 then. So we have to do a little bit of catching up now with what happened here. So lap number 3, and we have caught up to this group then. Look at that, 4 Mazda RX Visions up ahead here. And we have Poloff, the world champion, behind us, who's taken that penalty. I slightly understeered there, and that was actually before the bump draft from Poloff. As we head towards the bus stop chicane. It's going to be very hard to keep him behind, but let's have a look at this from the rear view camera. I know some of you love this camera as we head into the bus stop chicane. We've got Flexi behind them. That was Nicholas who did tap Poloff into the barrier earlier on. As we go into this right-hander, long right-hander, look at that. They're just having a little nibble there on each other. Look at the damage on those cars as well. They've been in the wars and a half. That'll be an expensive repair job, that is for sure. But hey, at least it's still moving. It'll still pass an MOT, I think. So we continue on through that left-hander, and you can see they're going to be coming at me very quickly. So that Mazda appears to have really good acceleration. It really does. We saw that at the start of the race, and well, I mean, oh, did I just get it slightly wrong there as we continue on through. We saw at the start of the race, and I'm assuming that is what the issue is. Now, Poloff there had a penalty, so they take that penalty. What we will do is go back on the forward camera then as we head in towards this right-hander, and we're still with the pack there. This one's in a Ford GT in the distance. I've not seen that car at all, so that's the first time we've seen it as we head in towards turn number 1. Still in the thick of the action though, which is always good to be in, and arguably this race, absolute banger this week. It really is. I mean, the fact this race is so close here, it is pretty crazy to be honest with you. It's actually really hard to drive because you're having to judge everybody. It's not just one car, you're judging everybody. Where to brake, where not to brake, heavy braking, the car oversteers under braking. Here we've got a run on heat on then as we head towards the chicane. I sort of back out of this though because I don't want to have any issues as we go into here. And everybody slows it down and everyone arguably survives that, which is really impressive stuff then as we go into this right-hander. Really good racing once again. And honestly, I am enjoying this race. I really am. And you're actually seeing the majority of the race as well. Normally I do quick highlights of the race, you know, the key moments. But every part of this race is a key moment at this present time. Look at lap 2 that we disappeared from because we had to catch up back to the pack. Well, look at that. We can see all the way. I think that's P4 in the distance. It's just a long train of cars. We got the inside of heat on then. Let's go to chase cam to see how we get on here as we accelerate out nearly into heat on, but we give just enough space there. However, that acceleration from the Mazda is coming into play. Heat on carries on. Nicholas carries on. We got Poloff behind us as well. The Mazdas are absolutely walking all over the Lexus here as we go into the right-hander. I've got nowhere to go. Or that meme from EastEnders. I've got nothing left, Phil. Yeah, that's apparently so here because we're all the way down to P15 as Poloff looks on the inside of Flexi then. But we're still in this queue of cars. One big crash, and we could advance all the way to P4, which would be fantastic. Right, we're fast forwarding a little bit here, getting into the racing action. We've got Flexi and Pull-Off on the inside of Heaton then, as we head up the hill for the 5th time of asking here, and over towards that left-hand side. You have to be careful of understeer there. I'm pretty sure Heaton will have lifted a little bit. So I did see that car just drifting out wide as we head towards that bus stop chicane. Once again, when you head towards this, you've got to look out for these brake markers. And that's why I'm edging out a little bit there. It's so hard to see. And I guess it's slightly wrong then. In towards the chicane. Dude does catch it very nicely there, actually. And well recovered from Heaton. Dixon's miles behind now, having issues on this combo, apparently. Or at least this race anyway, as we continue on through. But we're still in the pack. That's the main thing. You are noticing the Lexuses and anything that isn't a Mazda slowly come backwards towards the back of the pack. Because these Mazdas are so quick at acceleration. As we continue on out there, we finally get on the inside of Heaton. We're going to be on the outside though as we head towards this right hand. They just made a small mistake there, and we are now up to P14, which is insane to say, bearing in mind we've had constant action in this one so far. As we continue on now, and in the distance we've got somebody with a penalty. That's Flexi with a penalty. We go towards that right hand side. P13 and looking for some here as we head on the brakes, and we do keep that position for now then. Let's see what we can do. I mean, the world champion's still there. All said and done, the world champion is still there as we head in towards the left-hander. Now, they're not going to be champion of Nations Cup this year, is Pull-Off. I don't believe Pull-Off qualified for that, but is in the Toyota Cup and the Manufacturers Cup from memory. The good old days when I used to qualify for those, eh? Right, we're going to head in towards turn 1 then, and we get a bit of oversteer here. I am using +5 brake balance. I do feel that maybe I should need to come down a little bit to avoid that oversteer, but I might have a play with it. We'll see what happens. Matthew there with a track limit penalty then, and that is going to be for turn 1, of course. And into the barrier as well. Just that small bit of understeer cost Matthew a barrier hit there, and we get a little bump draft from Flexi. Thank you for that, mate. I appreciate that a lot. Right, we're going to head in towards bus stop chicane for the penultimate time here in this first race. So we are going to try that Mazda out in the next one, just because I want to see why it's so dominant suddenly, because it wasn't there this morning, that's for sure. But look at this. Flexi just gets on the inside here just then, as we continue on through, and actually gets the move done already by the exit. That is an unbelievable effort here. We need to defend from Matthew now as we go into this left-hander. Huge amount of oversteer there as we go into that corner, but we maintain the position. And what we'll do is advance further on to the final lap then. Here we go, still in that long train of cars. Up ahead, the Spanish driver goes way off the circuit. Everyone slays in the Ford GT there. Has been slowly coming into the back of the pack then. Some of the Lexus have managed to stay towards the front here, but that Spanish driver with a 1-second penalty for those track limits. A good understeer off with dirty tyres. Has to hit the brakes, in fact. That was dangerous and a half, but fortunately we survived that one. As we head towards the bus stop chicane. Now look at this. Flexi and F1 Slayers up ahead. They are side by side. We zoom in to have a look at the action. They're going to try side by side in the chicane. Unfortunately, it goes all sorts of wrong. They both head off. Thank you, guys. I'll take that. P10. Nice free couple of positions there. How about that? But unfortunately, we are too far away from the rest of the packs. We are going to finish in P10 in the end. Quite a strong lobby though. Look at that. Some of the names in there. It's nice to see a strong lobby actually, because recently the Daily Race C's have been very quiet, but not this one. And I think it is because it's a really good race. You can have some good racing. Now in terms of the prize money, 166,000 for that one, and that is for P10. Originally it would be 27,000. So 600% increase. It's a pretty good increase in my opinion. I actually like that, but I would argue that that should be the normal prize money, not a bonus, in my opinion. I think it's ridiculous with the fact that that is a bonus, because you can earn 2 million an hour offline, but you can not earn anywhere near that. Even with this bonus, you can't get anywhere near that in an online race. And arguably, it's harder to do. Remember, these are every half an hour. So, arguably, if I finish P10 again, that is another 100-odd thousand. I've earned 300k in an hour. That's not even a Group 3 car. Let me just put that out there. Right, anyway, we're in the Mazda here. This Mazda likes to oversteer a little bit more under braking. I assume it's because it's not got a rear wing. And what's going on here? 3 wide up ahead. Heaton loses out massively on the right-hand side. The Hungarian Tornado, rather than a Tornado, has a 1.5-second penalty. Maybe it's Tornado in Hungarian. I don't know. As we go into this right-hander. So we're going to try and look on the inside potentially here. Slight taps on the left-hand side then. As we continue on out here, we're side by side then. And Tornado going to have to take that penalty then. And we're up to P14. So we'll see where we come here. We'll see what prize money we'll get in this race as well as we go into this right-hander. A little bit of a wiggle there. I do find this car a little bit more unstable than the Lexus, so arguably the Lexus It's probably going to be better for the majority of drivers because it is that little bit more stable. If this Mazda is so quick at accelerating, it really is. It just bolts, and 2 to 3 tenths quicker in sector 1 alone when I had a quick practice before this race. Into towards left we go, and Lopez, Flexi, side by side, up ahead then, and we're going to head into the final corner here, and that's going to be the name of the game for this race, in my opinion, is lots of side-by-side action, and you're going to see it all week. You really are. The races are going to be so close. It's a brilliant race this week. It really is. Arguably, could it have done with some strategy? Maybe. Could the car choice be a tiny bit better? Yes, because we're getting meta cars in a race where the cars are hand-picked. It's not the greatest in the world. Now, arguably, people are going to go for the car that is 1/10 quicker, and you could say that, well, it is what it is, but some of the cars are way off. Now, we got a track limit penalty there, 0.5 seconds. I was just leaving a little bit of a gap on the inside for heat on, and that cost me, unfortunately. I do get a bump draft here, and look at this one. We're going to go in the middle of two cars as we head towards the chicane. This is dangerous. It's dangerous and a half then. We go hard on the brakes, and look at this. We actually make it side by side through the chicane while also trying to do a Moses maneuver. I'm not sure I've ever done that before, but hey, credit where credit's due, folks. That's pretty impressive, right? That insane attempt, and it works. Thank you for Flexi giving me a little bit of space in the middle there as well. Moved over to the right a little bit on the straight before the chicane. However, we're losing that massively here, so we did that insane move, and then we've lost it all anyway and gone to P15. So we've actually lost the position when all said and done. But I did enjoy the move. I did enjoy that move. Now, Heaton's got the same 0.5 second penalty as me then, as we continue through this right-hander, and we'll both take that penalty in just a second. Now, who's behind us? Oh, we've got Tornado behind us. We had that 1.5 second penalty, so everyone is slowing everybody else up here. Tornado goes towards that inside line then, and looks like they're going to get the job done. They're still there. Here it is. You could have done with chase cam on this one. Heaton's just absolutely lost the rear end there and gone to the back of the pack, so we're still in P15. After all that action on this lap in particular in this race, we're still P15. No idea how that's happened, but even so, it is what it is as we continue on out of there. Just fast forward a little bit here, trying to get back towards the racing action as we head up the hill. Now, the slipstream on this one is a custom slipstream. It's ridiculously crazy, the slipstream. You do have to be careful, and it is a cause of some crashes then. Now, initially here, I thought, you know what, I'm going to try around the outside. I really wish I'd just bump draft Hungarian, to be honest with you. It's a bad mistake here. We should have worked together and continued on, but I didn't, and yeah, it's on me, that one, as we head into the chicane then. And just settling the car down, because I can see that huge pack of cars in the distance. That's where we want to get to. Anyway, I decided to do that and work together, not really force an issue. And you can see here we're in a long train of cars. What's that, P8 or 7 up ahead? Hey, maybe we're fighting for P6. I have no idea. Flash Dagger's got a 0.5 second penalty. Of course, you can check Flash Dagger out on YouTube. Flexy's got a penalty here as well then, as we try and follow everybody else through on the inside here. We just don't have the overlap there to make it really work. And the car wanted to spit me off there, but I managed to save it. So we are up to P14 now on lap number 4. Both these races have been nuts in terms of action, and I'm expecting this throughout the week. We are streaming on Saturday for those interested. We are going to be doing some of these, I imagine, as we head in towards the left, because this racing is frantic. It absolutely is frantic. It's good fun as well. It really is good fun. We're going to go into this last corner on the right-hander here, start lap number 5. Still in this queue of cars, wondering how on earth we're going to overtake anybody here as we head towards turn 1. Now, I didn't want to go for the move here, so I'm going to lift off there. I'm trying to race a bit smart as we go in towards turn 1 then. And unfortunately, I have to slow up a little bit more there because everyone slowed down a bit more than expected. It cost me some time there, but Heaton actually gave me a bit of bump draft, which I appreciate as we head down towards the chicane. Once again, I'm looking for that 400 board in the window screen of Flexi. We managed to find it just there as we go into this braking zone. And look at this. There's a Ford GT in the distance, then a Lexus, and then a whole line of Mazdas trying to overtake them all. Yes, that's quite a funny moment there, isn't it? 4, 5, 6 Mazdas. 7 Mazdas, in fact. We fast forward a little bit more then in this race as we continue on around here then, and Flexi's gone for the move on the inside of Lopez then, and I have to really hammer on the anchors there to avoid hitting Lopez as we continue on through. And it has felt more avoiding action here. It has felt in this race that there's been a little bit more contact than the other race, and I imagine races are going to go two ways. One, they'll go like the first race where there wasn't really any contact, but there was a lot of hard racing. Or like this race where we've got more contact there with E-Derb. Lopez hit E-Derb there in that Pillsbury corner. You're going to get contacts in this, and the small contacts are going to slowly build up to more frustration. And then by the end of the race, everyone's going to be absolutely punching everyone off to Narnia. That's what I expect to happen. You're going to get a good race or carnage at the end. They're the two things you're going to get here. We're heading towards turn 1 there, slowing up massively because I knew Solberg was on my outside. Unfortunately, Solberg turned in there when I was still there, but I was just being overly cautious. Maybe they expected me to send it, and I didn't. So we're going to continue on all the same because I did leave room on the outside. So lap number 6 then, up ahead, Lopez Flexi still going at it here. And up ahead, just watch what Lopez does here. It straightens up the car and forces Flexi off the circuit. Now, I wasn't a fan of that at all, to be honest with you. And you're going to see in that rear view, Flexi was not happy with the flashing of the lights either. So it's completely understandable that, because essentially you're running a car off the circuit. Now, this is what I was talking about, where little bumps turn into bigger bumps, turn into frustration, turns into that kind of driving, in my opinion, where the frustration's just got to the peak there and someone's forcing someone off the circuit because they feel they've had too many nudges, and yeah, they're just taking action on that. I don't want to see that personally because I just find it frustrating. As we continue on through here, I'm going to lose the rear end a little bit here, and arguably I had half given up at this moment in time because it's just a case of seeing that and seeing the little contacts. It was just like, I don't really want to race that, to be honest with you. We do catch the car here with an almighty slide then, and Heaton's going to have the run. I do have a track limit penalty, but again, you can see me shaking my head. I'm just sort of like, I don't want to see it. I want good, clean racing. You know, if you do get hit, just accept that it's just a small tap. Oh, what's Sparks Fury doing off there? I just saw the Lexus and Sparks off to the left. Let's have a look at what happened to Sparks then. I did let Heaton go there just because there's no point fighting it. All right, Sparks in towards the chicane then. Oh, hello. Oh, loses the rear end and does the Sheltie. Gets reset there. That's unfortunate, Sparks. Sorry to see that, mate. We're going to head towards the line, though, and we finish there. I think that was P14 in the end, and we're going to see how much money we actually earn from that. So this race, as I say, is twofold. You can have an insane race or a little bit of contact. Now, we're going to get 79,700 for this one, which is actually 13,000 in normal currency. Now, can I just say, 13,000 for doing a race in normal, you know, when we normally don't have this bonus, is mental. And I have brought this up before. I'm going to bring it up again now because this daily reward bonus on this race is meant to be like a present for us. This should be the normal prize money, 79k. That should be normal, and then give us a 200% bonus or something. But it seems mental. This should be normal. This should be normal. Now, if you're wondering why the screen suddenly changed, this was from the first race of the day, Daily Race C. So when I did this for the weekly race guide, there were only 15 cars in that race, and I came P7, and I only got 124k. So obviously, the number of cars impacted the amount won. But 123k for P7. I don't know what P1 is. My guess it's going to be around 200,000 in terms of credits, but still not enough. It's still not enough. I really, 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 really do hope Gran Turismo look into the reward system for online racing, because if you want to buy cars, online racing you can't do. You have to go offline and grind the same race over and over and over again. And I still remember when Kazunori said you shouldn't have to grind the same race over and over and over again. Why do we have these two things? Arguably, you could say the daily race is grinding a race over and over and over again. But you're racing other players, so no race is identically the same. Whereas when you race the computer players, guess what? The race does feel very samey because the computer players react the same way each and every race. That's just my thought on this. The prize money does need improving, in my opinion. In fact, this 600% should be the normal. And then, if you do want to give us a bonus and make us race, put it to 200% when we've already got the 600. What would that be? That'll be 1,200% right now. And that would be actually kind of nice. And you'd probably get more people playing sport mode, if I do say so myself. Right, that's going to be it for me, folks. I do hope you've enjoyed this video. A different take on the reward system. And, of course, some fantastic racing that we have seen there tonight. If you have enjoyed it, as always, do give a like and do subscribe to the channel. I appreciate all your support. Do check out GT Amiga. Use my code Tidgney at checkout for a discount, and I get a kickback. Or my Fanatec link if you're thinking about buying Fanatec, because that also helps out the channel massively as well. Thank you so much for watching. Check out that weekly race guide, and I hope to see you in another video or live stream again very soon.